Here we are, everybody. Welcome to the channel. Old Guy Lifts. It's Paul here. And this, I think, is going to be the first video. Here I am in my garage lifting weights, 165 pounds, warming up, squatting. And because it's the first video, I want to talk about why I'm doing this. What's the point? And I'm doing this. I'll give you the general reason and then the specific reason why weightlifting. Why I'm doing this YouTube channel in general is for the noble yet esoteric reason of helping people. And that's really for my own selfish reasons. It's incredibly fulfilling for me, and it's taken me decades to learn this, that the greatest fulfillment, not happiness, but the highest sense of purpose and level of fulfillment I've ever felt in my life is by helping other people, namely my children. That's kind of where it all started. I have 5 kids and had no idea how rewarding that was going to be and fulfilling. And that's the root of this desire to sort of help even more people than I'm raising. So it's for my own well-being and sense of purpose. And I'm not entirely convinced, or not even partially convinced, that that's specific to me or any one person. I think the noblest thing somebody can do is help somebody else. And help somebody else do anything, learn something, raise them, help them in any capacity. Not to the point that you're taken advantage of, but I think that's secondary, the motive. So I'm launching this channel, this YouTube channel, because I can reach many people who might feel something that I felt in the past, of some sort of very human feeling, and I think they can connect with that, and I think I can help them feel better, and that's why I'm doing it, to help people feel better. I know personally sometimes I felt absolutely stuck in some way, stuck in my point in life, stuck in a job, stuck in a relationship. I know I've been depressed in the past, and that's come and gone. I felt like I've been in my own way for the most part in a lot of that. So it's been a matter of perspective. Once you look at things differently, you often find out that maybe you're not as stuck as you thought. Or if you focus more on the opportunities in front of you and whatever endeavor you're considering, instead of the barriers, that might be a way that's an easy way to broaden your vision to things that you can achieve. And by achieving small things every day, you can make big changes over time. And that's what I'm hoping this channel, and that's hoping that I can facilitate people who are just not moving the way they want. They might hear something, they might see something, and it might motivate them, or it might just a little bit of a shift in perspective and that aha moment, and then you can sort of take responsibility where you wouldn't have before, take control of your own life where you didn't feel that you had it, yet you may have had it all along. So that's why I'm starting this. And I'm doing it through the mechanism of weightlifting. It's going to be broader than that. There might be some philosophical stuff going on. I guess you're sort of figuring that out right now. But I think movement is important. In fact, in a way, it's fundamental. We have evolved to move and move in certain ways. And our bodies are very, very similar to each other, and yet they're different on many layers of abstraction as well. So I want to help people learn how their body moves, or learn to do things that help them understand their own morphology, how their joints move, how their hips how their legs bend. Everybody's legs bend at different angles. I don't know if you've noticed that, but it's true. And it took sort of decades of powerlifting for me to kind of really get into the nuts and bolts of it and how my body is my own. And by that I mean my morphology is slightly different to very different than everybody else who's walking the planet, even genetic relations. So if you can learn how your body works, you can then stress your body in a way appropriately. We'll get into future videos what that means. How to stress your body so that it recovers and adapts and becomes stronger. So I do this starting from the physical aspect of growing and moving forward in life and hitting goals and helping yourself. If you have a strong body, you probably have a strong mind. Usually they go hand in hand. They're not mutually exclusive, in other words. There's great overlap. So it's not necessarily that your body is as strong as your mind or vice versa, but you can't have a strong body without having a strong mind because it takes discipline, it takes consistency, it takes effort, and those are mental aspects of this game. So what am I doing here? So if you look at the video, and I know these voiceovers are really meant to be more auditory than visual, but I want you to see what I'm doing to myself. I think that's a big part of connecting with other people. I want you to show that I'm doing what I think has gotten me to this point in life, and I'm very happy to be at this point in life, but I think I can be at a different point relatively quickly in several years, which I guess, depending on your age, may be a long time for you. But at 54, several years doesn't go by that slowly anymore. So what am I doing here? I'm just sticking a load, a barbell, weights on my back, and I'm squatting down and I'm standing up. And fundamentally, almost an odd thing when you just think about what the hell it is this guy's doing. This is intentional. I'm putting a weight on my back and sitting down and standing up. And now what have we moved on to here? This is a floor press. I love this movement, and this is something that's really, really kind of helped me maintain some strength and get a little bit stronger here in my middle-aged, advanced age, whatever, old age. So, but again, why would somebody crawl on the floor, get down on the floor, intentionally get under a weight that could crush their esophagus or break their ribs if it fell on them, and press it down and push it back up? Again, the point is to create a muscular adaptation and a nervous system adaptation, a neural adaptation, so that your body can become physically stronger. And that's the point of these movements. These are big compound movements. They invoke the use of a lot of neurology, a lot of muscle tissue here. My favorite of the exercises I do is the astergrass shoulder width squat, and that is something that's a very fundamental movement. If you can imagine squatting down to pick up a bag of groceries that's something for whatever reason's on the floor, or even more importantly, picking up a child or a grandchild. So if in your 20s or 30s, bending over to pick up a kid who's just upset, hurt himself, all the way on the ground, that is going to be a squat or a deadlift type motion. The deadlift, another huge exercise I love. These are fundamental body movements. So, and by figuring out, taking the time, being patient, learning about yourself, and again, these ways are just tools. These are tools in your toolbox to learn about your body, how it works, and then how you can stress it. And there's a broad range of stressors that your body will adapt to, and you'll get different results depending on the stressors. But by being patient and consistent and learning how your body works, you'll be a master of movement, I start my day. I mean, I've got it's a quick video. All these are only, I meant to be 12 minutes long, 10, 12, 15 minutes long. I just want to touch base with everybody, let you see what I'm doing, and give you a little bit of a perspective on what I'm thinking and how it has helped me and how it may help you. And that's it. And then move on, then apply it, and then move on with your day. Do your workout, go to your job, think about things differently, treat your kids a little bit differently, think about your relationship a little bit differently. Anything you can take from it, that's what it's all about. So I always start my day by just sitting in my driveway, sitting in that Astagrass squat position, unloaded, no weight, and just sitting there. And I might be playing on my phone, or I might not be. I just might be sitting there and just enjoying being alive. You know, I live here in Las Vegas. The weather, I think, is spectacular. I would gladly, having lived in Philadelphia for over 2 decades, and I grew up in California, and having winters where there's actual snow and frostbite of your ears and unpleasantness and slippery sidewalks, and just I'm okay without that. I'm okay with, if I want snow, driving to the mountain and then coming back. And I'll gladly trade East Coast winters for Las Vegas summers. So I'll just sit in my driveway, just look at the mountains, and sit down there. And my hips are the biggest joints of the body. Those hip joints. So I really sit there. I may do 3 sets of just sitting in the hole for 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes, sitting there. So I'm doing that for 20 minutes or a half hour every day. And it took me months of trying to get. As I recall, almost 2 months to be able to sit down and have my hamstrings touch my thighs, so as deep as I can physically go. And now I'm flexible enough that cold, I mean, it's a little harder cold, but cold, I can snap down, full ass to grass, pick something up, stand up, push my feet through the floor and stand up. And that one thing alone, my life is so much easier on a pretty important layer of abstraction, because we move a lot, we drop things and we pick them up. And again, I have 5 kids, 2 smaller kids, a 6 and an 8-year-old, and they like to be picked up, so I pick them up. So I squat down and I pick them up, and it's no problem. And it's much easier now at 54 years old than it was at 50 or even 45. Maybe not my steroid era of my 30s when I was powerlifting and probably much closer to death than I would have liked to admit, but much, much stronger. Accepting that very unhealthful period of my life, which I find there's no point to. I'm as flexible and strong at the same time as I've ever been. And you'll sort of hear me preach this. Flexibility and mobility are much more important than strength at this stage of life, really at any stage of life, given sufficient strength. But if you can imagine being able to squat 350 in Astagrass, have the hip mobility, have the shoulder mobility, to not have to stretch every time you need to, do something, get in and out of a car, pick something up from the ground. It's just so much an easier way to live. So anyway, that's what it's all about for me. So that's the motivation. I want to help you. I want to help you get better. I want to help you feel better and help you be a better you. And all that's inside of you. This is your journey. You're going to watch me on my journey. So I want you to keep coming back. I'm going to put maybe 2 of these videos up a week, and we're going to talk and we're going to hang out for a little bit, and we'll see how you like it. So leave me a comment. Tell me kind of what you would like to see, and I'll shape this to what y'all want. Tell me if you're working out yet, if you're having a hard time starting. Tell me what's the biggest thing getting in your way right now from being physically a better person tomorrow. All right, take care. It's Paulie here. Subscribe, like the video. I will see you next time.